sleazy, take it sleazy. If you really want to know if you should suck or you should blow, then it's easy. Just take it sleazy tonight. It's alright. Sally shows you how 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 it's alright.
Hey, welcome to episode 57 of Porn Mom Podcast. I'm Sally Mullins, aka Jamie Foster, the comedian with the XXX side hustle, and I'm your date. And I'm a cheap date because I'm sipping on a glass of 2 Buck Chuck Chardonnay. It's late. It's late on a Sunday night, and I'm really, really happy to not only be podcasting, but also to be a consumer of podcasts myself. I have shared with you recently that while I do yoga, I've been listening to true crime, and I know that's not very zen, and my yoga teacher's not happy about it, but I've just been loving this one. It's a Wondery podcast, Over My Dead Body, and it's about these rich Jewish people in Miami and also Tallahassee. It's a Florida story, yeah, and it was a really bad divorce, and then the guy gets killed. Look, if you know this one, like, don't squeal, because I'm not listening to the final episode until tomorrow's yoga. But I'll tell you something about this podcast. I save my snooping till after I finish the 5 or 6 or 7 episodes or whatever, because I don't want to, spoilers and everything. Although you know when you know who. But usually I picture the people to be better looking than they are. And then you Google them and you're like, boy, oh, well, I enjoyed the run of the podcast with my imagination, sexualizing it and certainly making these people look a lot hotter. But in this one, the people are actually hotter, the limited Googling I've done. So I'm looking forward to ending it tomorrow and then doing a deep dive and getting my visual on. It has been really, really fun. And another thing about it was the dude who got killed, he was making it really hard for the woman to divorce him. And that does not mean you deserve to be murdered, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you're going to do that, like, you put yourself out, you put yourself in danger. If you make it really hard for someone to leave you, there's going to be people who go, I should just get rid of this guy because that's going to happen. God, I'm not saying you deserve it. I mean, I've worked as a prostitute. So did I deserve to get murdered, or did I have it coming? No, because I think prostitution should be legal and it's a victimless crime. But if somebody wants to move on with their life, look, this goes for breakups and everything. I think it's okay to be like once, like, hey, I think we have a good thing. We have 2 beautiful children. We've worked for this. Or even if you're just, boyfriend and girlfriend, like, we've had some really good times. I feel like we really support each other and bring out the best in each other. Can't we give this another try? I think it's okay to be like that once or twice, but like twice at the most. Gosh, it's so hard for me to break up with people. Like, I'm horrible about breaking up with people. So if somebody does that, usually I'm going to acquiesce. I'm going to say, okay, let's give it another chance. But in my mind, I'll be like, it is so over. It's just really hard. One thing I hate is when somebody makes you break up with them and you're not like even really dating them. Like, you just maybe went out once, or you just talked on the phone, and then you're like, I don't think this is going to kind of work. Well, what do you mean? And you just have to you have to break up with someone. It's so stressful. Gosh. If you want to ever see my podcast, it's on Sally Mullins Comedy OllVolunteerArmy.com. And when I use an OnlyFans, like an adult model, I put that on my OnlyFans, which is Ms. Jamie Foster. And hey, I say just go to my Twitter or Instagram because I have all my links on there. Sally Mullins 818, Instagram, Sally Mullins 1, Twitter. Recently, I've had some guys be like, I want to pick your brain. And I try to answer questions on here because if everybody who wants to pick my brain picks my brain, then like a roach is going to get in there. You know what I'm saying? And I already have enough of a drinking problem. I don't need to be meeting people for cocktails. I don't know, maybe dinner. I don't know. It just gets to be like a time thing. But if you're my friend, if I know you from comedy, I'm cool like that. But like randos who like email me, you're a rando. I mean that with affection. Then ask me a question, I'll answer it on the podcast. That's an even better connection. Then I'll be like more intrigued by you. Like that's an actual communication that can lead somewhere. You know what I mean? So that was a good podcast. And it has helped my yoga. My yoga teacher's like, we miss you. But I always did have focus problems in class. Sometimes she'd just look over and I'd just be making very, very weird shapes. Okay, so as far as comedians this week, one thing I was thinking of was depression. As long as you can be a functional depressive, it does not hurt your comedy. Like I have been going through, well, this isn't necessarily depression, but I will say personal issues do not hurt your comedy. Because there have definitely been times in my life where I have been going through personal hardships, drama, some crap with an ex, or just feeling like I wasn't getting anywhere in life. And comedy, you're fearless because you're always just in that close to the edge kind of mental state. You don't really have anything to hold on to or protect. You feel like you have nothing to lose, and it does not hurt your comedy. And depressed people, as long as they're functional enough to get out there. And I've said before, comedy has to be what you do. It can't be like, I don't feel like being funny. It has to be like, this is my job. I got to clock in. I'm going to get my carcass on stage and the funny's going to start coming out of me. I'm just going to start going off. So it has to be like that. And I don't think depression necessarily hurts your comedy as long as you can, get your carcass on stage. But you can't like romanticize your depression. You can't try to augment it. You have to want to work on it in the long run because it will definitely just keep you where you were at, So I made a little move this week and I haven't wanted to do any therapy for a while. I had a hypnotherapist for several years. I would say 2015, 16, 17. And that was interesting. And she's amazing. Her name is Gabrielle Abitol, Abitol. And she's brilliant and she's beautiful and she's in Hollywood. And she was a friend of mine. So she was always giving me like this sliding scale. And we worked toward, getting a comedy special up. She worked on a lot of issues with me, trying to help me be neater. I've gotten a little better, but it was very good as far as like career goals. And people go to her for smoking cessation and weight loss, but they also go for like, more general things like relationship counseling or whatever. And I was using it for like focusing on my career. And she's amazing. And you go into like a, sort of suggestible state where you're laying on the couch and you're meditating. And some people are more easily lulled into that state than others, but you're really tapping into your subconscious and you're putting like these goals in your subconscious and, working on a lot of your neuroses. So that was definitely cool. But I haven't had like normal cognitive, talk therapy for years. So I signed up for that thing, BetterHelp, and I've yet to start it. I signed up yesterday. They assigned me a counselor. Now, I thought it was going to be like Zoom counseling, like we're both on the screen talking. But then the vibe I get is more like an OnlyFans thing where maybe I leave a message, be it audio or video, and then he gets back to me. So that's a little weird. Not really what I thought I was signing up for, but they did give me a good deal, and I'll give it a go. I'll give it a chance. So I did write the counselor tonight and I said, hey man, do we need to schedule a Zoom? And if he goes, no, it's really more done like this, and you can text me, or you can, because it's very much like unlimited, unlimited, unlimited. So I feel sorry for some of these fucking counselors. And that's probably why I haven't heard from the guy, because I'm sure people are sucking the life out of him. But for those people who suck the life out of me, I'm definitely going to be like, here's my code for a free week to BetterHelp. Because I have a lot of friends love me and hit me up for advice, because I'm good at giving advice. I'm trying to be really honest recently, though. Like a lot of people too, like they want to hear what they want to hear. People want to believe what they want to believe. So it's weird sometimes you give someone advice and then they sort of contradict you. And then you're like, well, let's just meet in the middle. Hey, I had a really fun show in Santa Barbara, courtesy of Lauren Clark and the Brass Bear. That was this week. Amazing turnout. Cool people I met there. I'm going to be back in Santa Barbara on the 1st. Sorry, I'm a little buzzed on cheap wine, and it's a little later than I had a really rough weekend with my ex-husband. He told me I was getting fatter. That was weird. I mean, it was kind of weird. I mean, I meant like, you mean like I'm growing, Yeah. I mean, I'm working out. I don't know. It was just, and I ate some of his fast food. I bit into it. He was pissed. Oh, I do have a bad habit of like biting into people's food. I am shitty like that. And then we had this handyman over, and my ex-husband like wouldn't talk to the handyman. So I had to talk to the handyman the whole time. And then I think the handyman got like the wrong idea. And he showed me like a zip tie sculpture of a cock, of a scrotum sculpture. So that was cool though, because the handyman was masked. All right. And he was vaxxed, and he was cool with my dog. So I was cool with his cock and balls zip tie sculpture. I know I should have been like, that's inappropriate, but I was just so happy this guy was cool with everything, because I've had handymen rolling up like unvaxxed, unmasked, arrogant, not cool with the dogs. I had to yell, like bringing out my inner Karen, which is not too deep in. So really weird, really, really weird weekend. So next weekend, I'm going to be in Santa Barbara on the 1st. And a couple of objectives. First of all, to have fun with my friend Leanne Tooker. Secondly, I'm looking for some pet stores who might be open to me hosting some kitten adoptions, cat and kitten adoptions. So if anybody has leads on Santa Barbara pet stores, holler. I know there's a cat cafe there, but I'm looking to maybe bring a few scallywags down for like a chill, low-key private adoption event, boutique. Meow. I'm also there to maybe film part of a little documentary, because I got some footage at the Brass Bear, and I'm looking, maybe call it like Wine Buzz or something. That could be fun. That could be a cool little documentary angle. I'm also looking for like another gig that's ready-made. Like I've been lucky enough recently to book a couple of really cool, well-paying headlining gigs. And I used to be like, I'm not a headliner. I don't have that extra 15 minutes of like shtick, if you will. Like I don't play the guitar. I don't read horoscopes. My crowd work's not that great, or I'm not that experienced with crowd work. It's usually based on like shutting up a heckler, or just it's my crowd work is just I don't spend a whole bunch of time in the crowd, put it that way. I just didn't feel like I had enough to flesh out a headlining spot. But what's happening this year is I have a comedy special, I'm getting headlining spots, so I'm like, okay, yes, I accept. And then I'm talking more about porn. Like I never used to talk about porn at the Comedy Store. I used to save it for places like DOW Comedy Studio or Mike's. Of course, my special, Sleazy Does It. You go to sleazydoesit.com. Me talking about porn and escorting. But when I headlined like in Santa Barbara, I talk about porn in the middle of my set, a 30-minute set, and the crowd really likes it. And I'm like, oh, that's my shtick. That's my secret weapon. Okay, I get it. Speaking of DOW Comedy Studio, our guest today is amazing. She's my bestie. I've had to wait to get her on here because she's so fucking busy running a comedy club and school and doing her own gigs and living life and being careful and vaxxed in the pandemic. So she's going to be up really soon, Bobbie Oliver, and you're going to love her cute accent. Oh, so speaking of vaxxed, so my ex went to jail a couple of weeks ago and I picked him up from jail and he told me that they were verifying your vaxes in county jail. Now he was in Van Nuys, first of all, for like a whole week and they didn't give a fuck. I think it didn't even come up. They weren't asking if you were vaxxed. They weren't trying to separate people. So when he went to county, they swab you. They ask if you're vaxxed. If you say you are, they verify it. If they can't verify it, he said they forced you to get Johnson & Johnson. Now, my ex is dramatic. I would think they probably said it's going to be a lot easier for you to get out of here faster when your time comes if you go ahead and vax. So people were getting Johnson & Johnson. So you can now call Johnson & Johnson the jail shot. I thought you'd appreciate that. Oh, back to the little Santa Barbara issue I'm having, lest I forget. So I love Santa Barbara. I love the wineries. Like I said, I'm looking for a boutique pet shop or just weird shit to do, to film, because I'm trying to wrap up a little documentary and I've been able to headline. I've had some ready-made crowds. I'm not interested in like the bringer circuit, although fans welcome. Please follow my social media and where you see me gig and show up by all means. I love it. But I would like something like, even if it's not a show per se, like a bachelor party or I don't know, some kind of like rehab, but it has to be somewhere where the people, the audience are cool showing their face. Like a jail would be great, but it has to be like I can film myself interacting with the crowd. I don't want it just to be me, but I want something other than a gig where I have to like promote. You know, I want to do a documentary on these kind of gigs that I sought out in this. I don't even want to call it post-pandemic because the pandemic's not over. You're just over it. But I want to wrap up a little documentary. And it might be Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara might be the place. There might be hijinks in Santa Barbara. And this thing might be called Wine Buzz. And it's going to be on the new channel, sexyscaryfunny.com. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you guys for supporting that channel, Sexy, Scary, Funny. I've got movies on there, Demon Kiss, Nutty Network. My comedy special, Sleazy Does It, is on there. Thank you so much for all the support. And look, like I get emails from you sexy randos and you want to pick my brain. Tell me in the email what you want to know. Let's talk about it on here. Let's try. Stop trying to hog me up. I'm for everyone. This is a big, fat, fun, consensual gangbang. I fucking love it, you know? God. Relationship advice of the week. I'm going to say, listen to the first thing people tell you about themselves. Like if they say, I'm not looking for anything serious, no matter what happens over the next few weeks, remember it. Let that haunt you. Just absorb the echo because actions do speak louder than words and you'll stop hearing that. But you really got to listen to the first thing people, I just got out of something. I'm not looking to get into anything new. If they say that, believe them. I'm crazy. Believe them. I hate women. Believe them. I'm not that sexual. Believe them. Don't be like, I can change them. Don't be like, it's different with me. Don't be believing the hype, you know, of the, what do you call it? Limerence, the early stages of love. Yeah. Yeah. I've just been observing. It's not about my personal life. Sorry. Maybe someday soon it will be again. But right now I'm just into gigging, kicking ass, having fun with my fans. trying to raise my ex's dog. I have a big dog in the house. He's like half German Shepherd, half Aussie Shepherd. Okay, so he's like a cop and an Australian. That fucker has a drinking problem. Bad jokes about the dog. Oh, what's the other bad joke about him? His name's Coda, named after the shittiest Led Zeppelin album ever. I think there's another bad joke. It'll come to me. Oh, believe me, they always do. Comics, you're never too old to rehearse. Rehearse, practice, stick to it. You know, I found myself in this really pissed off situation. I was having to wait for someone who said they'd be at their house and they weren't at their house. And instead of just being, oh, here I am waiting, you know, or let's just, you know, text and idle gossip. I'm like, I can use this 45 minutes to really focus and rehearse. Sometimes that kind of like frustration will really hone your mind. I like it. I like how it works. All right. Now here's somebody who knows a lot about just being brilliant and delivering a good joke, you know, that she has written, and just an amazing mind, and has been my best friend. Now I have a best male friend, a best female friend. So this is the chick, and we've been through a lot. And when we talk, you're going to really feel that. So that's going to be interesting on that level. And she's just an amazing comedian and friend and force of nature in the comedy community. So listen up. And such a great voice for women. Please, let's have some serious love. So happy to have her here on Porn Mom Podcast, Bobbie Oliver.
Yay, that's the prison. That sounds just like when you get a call from prison.
Oh, honey, I know all about that because, you know, my glorious ex just got locked up. K-Man was back in the clink, you know?
Finally.
Finally back. His comeback tour. Back in the system. I finally have Bobbie Oliver. Speaking of finally, which is the name of one of her comedy CDs, finally have her on my fucking podcast. So there will be no better friend of mine on this podcast because it doesn't exist in the world, you know? So
Cheech and Chong on Zoom.
What'd you say, hon?
Cheech and Chong on Zoom.
Cheech and Chong are here on Zoom. Now, the reason she calls me, and this is a joke of hers, the reason I'm Chong, or the reason I'm Cheech rather, is because Coke and Chong doesn't sound as good.
And because Cheech quit smoking pot, and I will never quit smoking pot.
If I had pot around, I'd smoke it right now in solidarity. I just don't even know where I put it. Cheech loses her weed, doesn't even care. Chong knows where her weed is at.
Yeah, you better believe I never run across any pot I didn't know existed.
I don't care how bad it fucks up your memory. She never loses her weed. Oh my God. Bobbie's hair is so cute. It looks purple on Zoom, but it's actually kind of pink. As she says, she's not a natural pink.
No, but my pubes are naturally pink.
Oh, well, they're more like blonde.
They are blonde.
I've seen them.
Have you heard my new joke about that?
Oh, you tell us it. Tell us it.
I don't shave my pussy, but it's blonde, so it's quaint.
That's right. I love it.
That was inspired by you doing your whole bit about growing it out.
What better time to grow out your pussy hair than a pandemic? Right? I mean, basically a bunch of fans were like, hey, you've got to do it now. But you know, the night, what's his face? Trump got COVID. I shaved my pussy and shaved it into like a little glass bowl, and I hummed America the Beautiful. And it was all about wanting Trump to die of COVID. And I put it on Pornhub and I put it on my Twitter, and I was tweeting nasty, heinous shit. And, you know, I lost a lot of followers, but who cares? I'm sure they're back now jacking off.
You lost all the right followers.
Literally.
You probably should have put some sage or something in there. That might have worked.
That's true. I should have put some sage on my bush. That's for sure.
I wonder if Biden had the White House saged after Trump left.
I hope he did, man. Or send Army Hammer in there with some baby wipes. He'll get to the bottom of it. He'll lick it all up.
And then he'll eat whoever's left.
Exactly. At least that's one guy who'll eat my hairy pussy in Hollywood, Army fucking Hammer.
He will eat it and swallow it.
You know that fucker's in rehab in Florida, no less.
For cannibalism?
For everything, like sex, drugs, alcohol. I mean, I like how he went to Florida. He's like, I'm trying to clean up, but I still like to party.
He's like, my name is Army and I'm a cannibal. They're like, hi, Army.
Hi, Army. Hey, my ex, I can't say his name on here because he was married, but he wrote me some funny jokes. He's like, Army Hammer claiming it was consensual. He's like, talk about the AllVolunteer Army. Oh yeah, the original AllVolunteer Army. I got a direct quote. Okay, so enough about just the fact that we're obviously best friends. Bobbie, she did so much. Like when we were limited to doing comedy on Zoom, she did an amazing festival, the Laugh Riot Girl Fest. And she also did a fundraiser called DOW-a-thon on Zoom, raised a shit ton of money for DOW Comedy Studios. Tell us a little bit, first of all, about the studio. And then I want to talk about your comedy, which to me is the one thing that's more amazing than the studio. So tell us about DOW.
Yeah, that telethon was 12 fucking hours of comedy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you want to hate comedy even more than you do now, run sound for 12 hours of Zoom comedy.
You know, a lot of my sugar daddies, they bought the pass and they would go on like every 3 hours and they'd report back to me and they'd say, hey, it's a great crowd. And like, I opened it and I closed it and it was just amazing both times.
Yeah, your sugar daddies have been very supportive of DOW Comedy Studio.
They love it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. Most of them are awesome. Some of them are a little Republican, but most of them are awesome.
Oh, yeah. I've got the conservatives. No, but you know what? They never step up to you. They talk shit to some other bookers in town, but not to you.
Oh, good. Because they know I'm not going to jerk them off. I only jerk off Democrats.
I know. JOI for left wing only. Right hand for the left wing.
Okay, so DOW Comedy Studio is an intersectional feminist comedy space. Not the only one in LA, but the first one in LA. And we have existed for about 9 years. I've obviously been doing comedy since the 1800s. And producing shows since then, but DOW Comedy Studio has existed for 9 years. We won LA Weekly's Best of LA, Best Place for Women Comics, and we won Open Mic Review's Best Safe Space Mic and Best Place to Do Your First Set. And it's not a women-only space. The guys that come to DOW are cool as fuck.
Yeah, there's some good guys there.
Only cool guys would come to, an intersectional feminist space. And the guys that are in our festival every year, the Laugh Riot Girl Festival, we just had our 7th year. And we always get the coolest guys in that too. So it was 150 comedians and 125 of them were women.
Yeah.
So that's how it was funny.
Yeah. And like men who want to learn from women in comedy, because some of my guy friends who aren't comedians, they go, well, I like watching women in comedy because we learn how to act. They teach us how to act. They call us out on our shit and it's funny. And I'm not going to learn it any other way because I'm not going to pick up a book and read it. But, this is like a great, come to a women in comedy festival, learn how to act. You could be a nice guy. You just don't know how to act.
But also the guys who are in it, they love that they're not like the 12th straight white dude in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
They stand out. They love that when, they're different types of comedy. And so then they're not just kind of doing the same shit as everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, that is really cool. I was at your mic last week and it was your Tuesday night mic, your queer mic, but there were 2 straight guys there and they were really funny and they had really good sets and everybody appreciated them. And nobody was like, oh, another straight white guy. Everyone was like, oh, okay, a straight white guy.
Yeah. We have a women only open mic. We have the longest running women only open mic in Los Angeles. It started before DOW even existed. Remember, I used to run it out of Dave's Chill and Grillin'?
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. And then we have an LGBT plus allies open mic. And it's LGBT and allies. So as long as you're not a homophobic douchebag, you're welcome on Tuesdays. But if you're a homophobic douchebag, maybe find another comedy place to hang out at.
There's plenty of comedy places for homophobic douchebags, or you can move to Austin, Texas, and you can wait for Joe Rogan to get that club zoned and licensed and shit. You can go wait there. You can. They fucked up Austin. I remember like 8 years ago being in Austin and everyone's like, keep Austin weird. And now like all the bros have moved there. Those people must be pissed.
Yeah, I can imagine. And they're blowing up they basically gentrified Austin because now they're bringing their LA money over there. And now they've priced people out of being able to live in Austin.
Oh, that sucks.
Someone posted the other day that space was the new Austin. Because all those millionaires are going up in space. And I replied, oh, does space have zoning issues too?
I want to see Bro Rogan blast off to space. He looks like an astronaut to me. They're bald a lot.
Yeah, I would love to see all of them blast off to space.
How about another flight of the Challenger?
Oh my God. Only me and you get that because it's so old.
That's class of 86, baby.
I want to start an all-female punk band called Bro Rogan.
Yeah. I like that. That would rock. Yeah. Have them be like real angry, jacked up, shave our heads.
Just spill a bunch of misinformation.
I'm too tall to do a Joe Rogan impression.
Have you seen Robin Tran on Twitter?
Who?
Robin Tran?
No.
Her. You know how you can put like a little thing next to your name on Twitter?
Yeah.
Hers says Joe Rogan is 5'3".
He's about 5'3". Yeah. As a 5'8", he's definitely a short guy. Yeah, man, he is.
I'm a 5'2" and a halfer.
Yeah, he feels about your height when we hang out. I mean, he might feel 5'4", he is a really short guy, but you know what? I have no problem with short guys overall. Like, I don't have a height requirement and you never have either in this town. I mean, we have been attracted to guys of all shapes and sizes but usually young.
And we are not attracted to all political affiliations.
Yeah. Doesn't translate like that,
I mean, my husband is tall.
He is. He's cute.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot, but I've never been a tallest.
No, you're not. You're not a tallest. Every other girl in town has a height requirement.
That's so crazy to me. Of course, I'm short, so I've never been in a position, but I have no problem. I've seen plenty of hot short dudes.
I know. I like short dudes a lot because their bodies are like compact and tight and it's easier for them to build muscle and they have more butt and shit. So I'm into it. Like some tall guys are all legs, I'm like, I want body.
This girl was at the show was dissing her tall boyfriend or making fun of her. Making fun of her short boyfriend. And you could see he was really upset about it.
Aww.
So I went up afterward and I was like, I don't know. I'm just saying I heard short guys have big dicks.
They do. I found that out when I worked in the fetish dungeon. I had no idea about dick size or pussy appearance. And the people said, I had a cute pussy. I go, what do you mean by that? And then a short guy walked in. I said, oh, this guy's going to have the tiniest little penis. And he had like a log. And I learned a lot about just anatomy working in a fetish dungeon.
Well, I never knew anything about pussy appearance until I watched what was that sex tape with the guy, Pamela Anderson and
Tommy
Lee, yeah. And then everybody's like, oh, her pussy's so pretty. And I was like, what does that even mean? Isn't a pretty pussy just the one that's in your face?
Yeah. Like, why are you being picky? Like,
But he had a huge dick. I just want to say my husband, who's a tall guy, has a huge dick also.
Well, tall, skinny guys. Like skinny guys. I think skinny guys. You always know there's going to be like, and like, who would have thought that, But that's the way it goes. Like when we're growing up, we think like the big muscular guy, but usually his dick is shrunk from steroids.
Yeah. But honestly, plenty of guys out there have that secret dick.
I know that secret dick. Secret dick size man.
But you can usually tell from their personality because guys with big dicks are usually calmer and they have less to prove.
They're like laid back. I know, it's fucking cool. I like it. Hey, so your comedy special, like my comedy special, let me ask you something. Is it still streaming on Prime? Because mine is no longer streaming on Prime. It is now pay-per-view only.
Oh, yeah. Mine is pay, too. And we can't figure out how to make it free again.
Well, it seems, hun, that they took everyone's comedy special off the free. It's not free anymore with anyone. I think that's a comedy special thing. And I hear they're getting stricter and stricter about comedy specials, but go to Amazon and pay for a Bobbie Oliver's Greatest Hits. I was there. It was amazing. So.
It's only $5. If you don't like it, I'll give you your fucking $5 back. And Sally's special is amazing too. And if it weren't for you, Sally, I would not have my comedy special. Let's just put that out there because you are the one that encouraged me to put it on Amazon Prime and to like really make a production out of it and put money into it. Because you and I have been filming comedy specials for like fucking 20 years. Like
we just give them away. We give them away like they're blowjobs.
Yeah, so we don't give those away anymore. Every year, you and I would do a set where we either both did an hour or both did 45 minutes, or you would do 30 and I would do an hour. We did different, and I've opened for you, for different sets. So we've been doing that for fucking years. So those have existed, but we didn't really like put money into them.
Monetize. Bobbie, I feel like I've booked that date October 16th at DOW Comedy Studio, and I feel like we should just make it that we both do 45 minutes, I just feel like that we should do it because I have this new channel. It's called Sexy, Scary, Funny, and I'm looking for content, and then I'd cut you, it's just... We should just create more content. Like you should be doing it that night too,
Whatever you want me to do, I'm down. Or if you just want to do it yourself, I'm down. I'm down for whatever, as you know.
I think we should both do it and just have a better time and more of a fucking party. That would be cool, Yeah,
I invested like $3,000 in my special. And I'm really glad I did because I love the way it turned out.
Oh, it looks fucking rad. I mean, that was a great space and a great night, and you had an amazing crowd. And yeah, I mean, you can really feel proud of that as a comic. And honestly, I say to comics on here all the time, you need your own credit. Why are you promoting? Like, I'd have the military tours, but why am I promoting the military?
They're fine. They're doing fine.
They're doing fine. They have funding. Okay. I mean, support the troops, but they have fucking funding. Like, I need you to go and watch my comedy special and Bobbies too, please.
Yeah, when people we're like, what's your credits? And they're like, I performed the Comedy Store and, the Ice House. I'm like, bitch, you performed at DOW Comedy Studio. Why are we promoting the Comedy Store?
I know. Like, learn how to kiss ass. People in this town do a terrible job of kissing ass. It's really awful. I mean,
I kissed plenty of ass.
Yeah, we haven't eaten that much ass, though. Our generation's not really into that.
No, we're old. We're old.
Well, we're Gen X.
Like you said, class of 86.
Class of 86. Do you think our generation skipped eating ass and that boomers were doing it and then like millennials brought it back? Or what? I
have a hard time believing boomers were eating ass.
I have a hard time with that, too.
I think a lot of boomers didn't even suck dick. I don't know. When I was a kid, I asked my mama if she'd ever done that. And she said, yes.
Eating ass?
No. God, no. I didn't even know that was a thing then.
Right.
but I asked her if she'd ever performed oral sex, and she said yes.
Oh,
and I asked her if she enjoyed it, and she was like, yeah.
Oh my God, how cool that you had that conversation though.
Yeah, I don't know what prompted it or why I thought it would be. But, my mama was pretty cool that way. Like, you could ask her questions and stuff. Like, you asked my daddy a question, he would shut down completely.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
How old were you when you were asking your mom that?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was a teenager. Maybe I was a little younger. I don't know.
Do you remember the first time you got your asshole licked?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was already married, so I remember who it was.
Girl. Oh, you saved something. Your
I
fucking
saved
dowry.
my ass for marriage.
Love
Which
it.
usually girls are doing it the opposite now. They're giving up the ass and then saving their virginity. Well, nobody's saving anything anymore. But those Christian promise ring things where they're like, you have to save your virginity, but then they're doing anal.
Look what we are still going through, people. Start fucking. There's no need to be saving anything for anything. You need to have sex now, okay? I mean,
well, you need to save it for when you want to do it, when you're ready.
Yeah. When you want to do it is what I'm saying, Okay, we can talk about sex all day, and we have, but I do want to bring attention to your amazing setup at DOW Comedy Studio, which offers these luscious outdoor shows. The patio looks great. It films great. That's why we're probably going to be doing comedy specials out there. Tell us a little bit about that. It's in K-Town, Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, we're really lucky that that we have an outdoor space, and we have 2 outdoor spaces. We have our patio, which, as you know, I've worked really hard to make beautiful, and then our parking lot, which we refer to as the back lot, to make it sound more fancy. But we put a lot of money and time and energy into making that back lot look fantastic. But so through most of the pandemic, we were using the back lot. Because there was more room to spread out. You had to be more socially distanced outside. But now we're using the patio. And during the festival, we started getting on our neighbors' nerves, and they came and complained about the noise and the pot smoke.
Oh, I didn't know they complained about the pot smoke. How did they phrase that?
They said that their window is right above us, and that their 5-year-old keeps getting pot smoke into his room. And I was like, oh, shit, we're getting a 5-year-old high. So I told everybody, just walk down the alley, or just don't be under that person's window.
Yeah.
But I said to him, I was like, it's LA, right? And marijuana's legal. And she was like, not outside.
Oh, boy, that's interesting logic.
But I get it. I mean, if I had a kid, I wouldn't want them, getting high.
But yay, we don't.
Yay, we don't. Well, not yay. We, you don't, I can't.
I can't anymore either because I've been through the change.
Yeah, neither one of us. We've been through some things.
That is for sure. When I say going through the change, I don't just mean living with K-Man trying to make rent.
That was worse than menopause.
It sure as hell was. Menopause was actually pretty chill for me, and I was sequestered from society,
Yeah. I mean, how can you tell? Yeah. If you're already crazy like us, how can you tell if you're going through menopause? You can't fucking tell.
We're 2 crazy bitches. Hey, who are some guys who you think are like hot right now, like on TV and shit like that, or in movies?
I don't know. I watch HGTV a lot. The guys on it, you will never see a frumpy looking dude on HGTV.
Bobbie, you should have your own goddamn show on there because the way you made the DOW Comedy Studio, and you're always sending me texts that you're in Home Depot, and I'm like, there she is again.
Yeah, I fancy myself an interior designer. I painted the green behind that bookcase. I painted my dining room green. I'll show you how messy my whole
dining room. I'm just glad I have my Zoom background. You can't see how shitty my place looks.
But you did buy me these lights right here.
Yep.
For my birthday, they go all the way around. But yeah, I want to take interior design classes because that's what I want to be in my other life. Chris was like, "Oh, you poor thing, you have to be a comedian." Everybody wants to be a comedian. I want to be an interior designer.
You know what? You have to be a comedian. I was telling somebody like I have to cut back on shows I'm doing because of the poverty. And they were like, too bad. You're too good at it. That's your thing. You just have to suffer. You have
and I think our voices are needed,
They are.
You know how I do a show called Adults in the Room? It's comedians over 40. And I had that list called 50 over 50.
Yeah.
50 comedians over 50 to watch. I want to do a show. I don't know if I want to call it Old Broads, but I'd love to do a show because there's so many funny older women doing comedy.
Yeah, there are.
Me and you and Susan Sager and Jen Valley.
Susan Ware.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Absolutely. Mary. I mean, there's so many. Please, let's
Mary BK.
Mary BK.
Suwan. I don't know how old Suwan is, but and
she ain't over 50.
There's a woman did our show the other night. I didn't know her before. Her name was Jess Porter.
Jess Porter is hilarious. I told her to come to you. I told her to get in your show. I sent that information to her.
She was so funny.
Jess Porter is fucking brilliant, man. She rocks. Yeah.
And the point is we need to be hearing all of these different voices in comedy.
Yeah.
You know? We don't need to be hearing just one thing. Oh, Susan Wolf.
Susan
Wolf. Also very funny. Yeah.
Yes.
We're just people are could you not maybe mention me under the old broad section?
Well, you know what? Oh, that damn Susan Wolf. She looks young. They all do. Suwan. I mean, I think Suwan's early 40s, but she's Blasian. She looks like 12, Yeah,
we're all white ladies, so we have to work really hard at hiding it.
But we look young at Zoom and we're pulling it off. It doesn't matter. Just look healthy and fun. And I mean, neither one of us are into Botox. We both have hairy pussies. We're not getting our lips No,
I do wear makeup and I do color my hair pink. But...
Look, I can make my lips look fake on Zoom.
Oh, look,
Oh my God, look at us. Yes. Oh, darling. Oh my God. You got your lips done. Oh my God, look at you.
That's my Kim Kardashian.
That looks funny. I look more like Caitlyn. Oh my God. All right. Well, this is fun. I know you need to get other shit done, but can you tell us how somebody can sign up for your classes, come see shows, promote, Mm-hmm.
Well, I wrote a book called The DOW Comedy, Embrace the Pause.
It's great.
Which is why we're called DOW Comedy Studio. I started doing comedy in 1988. I should probably lie about that. Moved to LA in 97. You and I became best friends. As soon as, we moved here, we met in the Uncle Clyde's comedy contest, me and you and Vargas.
Yeah.
And been friends ever since. And so I taught comedy at the Ice House Comedy Club for 9 years. And then I left there in 2013, I think. So I've been teaching for comedy for 17 years and doing comedy for 32 years. So, we have stand-up workshops, which you can come and watch for free and see if you're into it. There's free auditing and see if you like my style. You can also get my book, The DOW Comedy, on and DOW is spelled TAO for anyone who doesn't know.
Free auditing for all you cucks.
Yeah, don't pay for a class that won't let you sit in for free.
Yeah. You have to pay to watch me have sex with somebody, but you do not have to pay for any class. Just audit, Yeah,
audit and then see if you're into it before you pay. And we also do payment plans. So there's some comedy classes out there charging ridiculous amounts of money. And people are always telling me to raise my prices, and I have a little bit, but I don't want to just work with rich people.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm not, not the biggest fan of rich people, some of them. So, I do payment plans, and it's really awesome. It's based on just being as authentic and organic as possible. It's about using Taoist and Zen Buddhist philosophies to tap into your authentic voice as an artist. It's also about tapping into that source of creativity and doing comedy in a way that it doesn't drive you crazy.
Yeah.
And make you want to quit all the time.
And a focus on the process. And what I like about the people who study with Bobbie is that they're not taking on these fake personas, and they're not trying to talk about shit that they think is current. They're talking about their real point of view.
Yeah, and they do, some of them do like current event jokes, but it's from their unique perspective.
Yeah. It's not just like, oh my God, what's trending? I've got to be that kind of comic. You're not doing your impression of another comic.
Right. It's about being like as true to yourself as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a bunch of open mics that go on at DOW Comedy Studio. It's $5 for 5 minutes, and it comes with a free drink. And then we have a punch card that you get stamped every time, and the fifth mic is free. And we're, it's really supported. People stay and watch and laugh. Yeah. And then, we do shows on Saturdays, and we give people 15-minute spots. And it's not a bringer. Obviously, we want you to, put the flyer on your social media.
Yes.
But yeah, we just try to be, we try to, we're comics. My husband, Chris Oliver, is very funny comedian.
He is.
We met doing comedy in 1988. So, we're comics. So we get it. So we want to be, comic friendly. And we care very much about comedy. And also, if you rent our place to do a show, you don't have to put us in it.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? Because there have been like a lot of clubs popping up where like the owner has to be in every single show. And Bobbie has never been like that.
The owner and the booker. You have to put two people.
Yeah,
every show, and then they take everybody's time. Yeah,
they don't get off the stage. Bobbie, like whenever I've done shows at her place, I'm like, oh my God, can you go up before me? Can you be my feature? And she's like, whatever you want, but there's none of this. You can rent her space and have a killer show there. They will tape you. Your friends will be happy. They don't have to pay for parking. They're not getting gorged on drink prices. It's a great place to do a showcase.
Oh, and let me say this. We have always been consistently super safe with COVID. We're very lucky that we had outdoor spaces, but honestly, if we didn't, we would have just stayed shut down the whole time. We were shut down for, the better part of a year, but we were able to open, in our outdoor space. But I'm not trying to kill comedians for $5.
No, you don't want that on your watch,
And we do stuff outside. And if you're inside, you need to have a mask on.
Yeah.
I'm getting really sick of looking at pictures of people in various comedy clubs inside with no fucking mask on. When cases went a month ago, yesterday, cases were at 121 for the week.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, they were over 2,500.
They're almost 3,000 from yesterday.
Yeah.
They're at 27, almost 2,800.
And there is a new mask mandate. I'm not like, the law, because you know how I feel about cops and the law. But for people's safety, we would have been out of this thing a lot sooner if people had just put on a fucking mask and more people had gotten vaccinated. And if you're unvaxxed for any reason other than literally your doctor, not the internet, your doctor told you there's some reason why you shouldn't get vaccinated, which is like this many people.
Yeah, that's not.
If you're unvaccinated for any other reason, go fuck yourself. Because you are the reason why.
Huh?
They're the reason why this is still happening.
Oh, yeah.
They're why my business was shut down for a year. That's why we, have not opened back up completely.
Well, I'm kind of getting to the point now, like I was pretty chill about it at first, when we were at less than 100 cases a day. And I'm like, look, the vaccines are working and blah, blah, blah. But the reality is now, if you're not vaccinated and you're my really good friend, I'm not going to get in an argument with it about you. I actually don't want to hear about it. You do you, but I can't hang out with you on an extended basis. We can't go to drinks. I can't pick you up. We can't hang out. We probably can't even go on a fucking hike, So It's like, I want to keep you as my friend, but we're going to text. We're not going to hang out.
And those are all the same people who are the first ones that want to be inside, the first ones that want to take their mask off.
Yeah.
I saw somebody I know for a fact is an anti-vaxxer on stage at a comedy club, mask off, smiling into the camera. And I'm like, does everybody else know that you're unvaxxed? And they're like, it's socially distanced. I'm like, the room is 500 square feet. and you're all breathing the same fucking air.
A lot of these rooms are small. I was in a club the other night. We were in a small room. I was on stage. I am vaxxed, as you know, but I kept my mask on otherwise, hugging people, talking to people. Fuck it. I just keep it on. You might as well. The Delta variant doesn't need much to get the party started.
No, the Delta variant is not fucking around.
No, it's not. And what's next?
So we've always been safe. So now when you're outside at DOW, you don't have to have your mask on. But if you're going inside to use my bathroom, you'll have your mask on. We've been using microphone covers the whole time, like for my classes and shows. And then for the open mics that are outside, we just don't use a mic. I mean, you can hear people clearly. Conan
style. And you can get those mic condoms for yourself. I carry a Magnum and a mic condom around now. And the other night at the club I was at, I put my own mic condom on. And you know what? It's an icebreaker. I make a joke about it. I say, hey, the woman who can't get pregnant anymore is using the condom. Yeah, suck it up. Make a joke, roll with it. I don't give a shit. Don't be embarrassed. Don't think, look, you're already not cool. You're doing comedy. Right? Yeah. And we give the mic covers for free. It's not like you have to pay for it. You have to supply it. So buy the microphone, there's mic condoms, there's hand sanitizer, there's Clorox wipes to wipe the thing. Oh, one time we posted, because every picture of comedy now at DOW, there's Clorox wipes in the background on the stand. And so I posted on Instagram, it was actually Chris's joke that our shows are sponsored by Clorox. And boy, Instagram did not like that shit. Oh, no. They sent me a message saying it was branded content and all this stuff. And I ended up having to edit that sentence out of it. But no, we're not sponsored by Clorox. But come on, Clorox. Isn't it time? Yeah, why not? Come on, Clorox. Yeah, I'll use that shit as a baby wipe. You can be like, my best friend Sally Mullins is such a whore. She even uses those as baby wipes. You wipe your pussy with Clorox wipe. I don't, but I will if it gets you sponsored. If it gets us a spot, yeah. So Clorox. She stepped up to the plate. It was time. I'm not going to do that. I would wipe my hands with it. Not that our hands aren't already so fucking dry and flaky at this point in the pandemic that we can barely even move them. But yeah. Well, I'm British, so I didn't grow up washing my hands at all. So all the sanitizers, I took to that like that. I'm like, oh, you mean I still don't have to wash my hands? I never have to wash my hands again. Actually, now I got sanitizer. Wait, so British people, in addition to not being able, like you said, to love or be loved, you also don't wash your hands. Maybe that's why you're not loved. Wash your fucking hands. I think there's many reasons. There are many. No, you are loved. You are very loved. I'm loved by you. I'll take that. Well, you're definitely loved by me, but everybody thinks you're so funny. Somebody brought you up last night. And my class was talking about how funny you were. Oh my God. I love it. Well, that's cool. That's nice to hear. You got a black pug walking around behind you. Yeah, Bear. He just moved from half the couch to the end. He moved I have 3 pugs, but Bear seems to be the only one that'll be on camera. And I took Bear to my comedy class last night. Oh, good. Yeah, he had fun. He's the only one that's good in the car, so he had fun. He's super, super cute, man. We love our pets. Bobbie's always had pugs. And I always get her pug stuff. She's easy to buy for. I just go on Amazon. I'm like, pug stuff. Look how cute that is. Oh my God. You bought me pug socks and you got me a great figurine of a black pug recently. And you gave me this pug blanket. And so when we were having class outside and it was cold in the winter, we were all bringing blankets and I had the pug blanket and it killed. Oh, nice. Everybody was like, oh my God. I was like, this is from Sally. So yeah, I never have to buy myself any pug stuff. Yeah. I get plenty of. And remember when it's so mine and Chris's birthdays a few days apart. And remember when you bought me a pug wine glass, but I only bought one of them. Yeah, sorry, Chris. One for him. Cheers. And then Chris is the real drinker too. Right. He's the one that drinks. You should have bought me a pug pipe. I don't think they're making pug pot pipes yet. I bet if you Googled it, somebody does. I have a peach
I have a peach, I'm from Georgia. I have a peach pipe. Oh, and when I went over to my dispensary is Cornerstone Collective in Eagle Rock, which is the best. And they have a pussy pipe now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think I can afford it, but it's really nice. So if you want to like suck on a pussy pipe.
You've made me want to get high now. You always do and always did. Remember when I used to get too stoned at your house and just go like wandering through Eagle Rock like Anne Heche?
Remember when you crawled in through my doggy door?
Yeah, that was cool too.
You got locked out.
Yeah. I like left something at Bobbie's house and didn't want to wake her up. So
we don't live there anymore. We don't have a doggy door anymore, but every member of our house has crawled through that doggy door. So, it was just part of the initiation.
Wasn't that for Janice, your dog Janice?
Yeah, because she was a German Shepherd Chow.
Yeah.
But we had to get a big doggy door. That's why a person could fit through it. Pugs, like all 3 pugs could have fit through it at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. It was a curvy door, it was awesome. Hey, before I let you go, what is a song from like the 60s or the 70s that you love? Like maybe we can turn some of our lists, because I got a lot of like Gen Z and millennials who listen to this and, mom issues and everything.
Well, my favorite song from that era is Janis Joplin's Me and Bobby McGee.
I figured you'd say that. Yeah.
Which was written by Chris Christopherson.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Janis Joplin sang the fuck out of that song. My favorite group is the Beastie Boys. But if you're talking about like from that era, definitely Janis Joplin.
What's your favorite Beastie song?
She's Crafty.
Ah, yeah. Cool.
And do you remember my favorite movie? There's a poster of it on my dining room wall.
Was it Beyond the Valley of the Dolls?
Oh, no, that's Chris's.
Yeah, that's
posters
Chris's.
In our bedroom, along with Foxy Brown. Flash Gordon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that's cool that there's a Queen song on the soundtrack or the title track. Yeah, Flash. Oh,
My favorite modern movie is Kill Bill.
Yeah.
So my favorite movie from my childhood is Flash Gordon. Although fuck Quentin Tarantino. So
yeah, fuck him with your feet.
Yeah, he would like that. Don't fuck him with your feet because he would love that. He would fucking love that.
I wonder if he's desperate enough to go off on one of my ugly ass feet. My left foot is so fucked up and ugly. I think he deserves it. Maybe I'll send it to him. Ha 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 ha. I haven't revealed that on my podcast yet, but it's coming up, I'm sure. All right. Where can we follow you on everything?
Okay, so on Instagram and Twitter, I'm at the Bobbie Oliver, Bobbie.
Thank you.
My personal website is bobbieoliver.net. And again, Bobbie. And honestly, I've got the clips from my special on there. So if you don't want to pay $5, the special, because it's a greatest hits album, is an hour and 45 minutes. Let me just say, edited by Antonio Scarpita.
Oh, yeah.
And shout out to Dennis Devine, who filmed both of our specials along with my husband, Chris Oliver. Did mine too. So my special Bobbie Oliver Greatest Hits is an hour and 45 minutes of my favorite jokes from the 32 years. And some new stuff was on there too.
A lot of new stuff.
Yeah. And I have 5 albums total, but you might as well just watch the special. But it's on my website if you want to see it. And I'm on Facebook too, but I can't accept any more friends.
No, you've been at that point for a long time. Hey, you tell everybody that I never got on Facebook. I want you to back me up. Some people don't believe me.
Sally, never been on Facebook, Mullins. Sally was always against Facebook. And honestly, I don't blame you. But your crowd is not on Facebook anyway, right?
They're on Facebook.
They're on FetLife, Facebook. They're on FetLife.
Yeah.
And, OnlyFans now.
Yeah, they're on OnlyFans, baby. Oh, my God. When are we going to see each other next?
Whenever you want to, as long as it doesn't involve hiking.
Okay, that's cool. I don't really hike. I just walk. I don't go up mountains. I'm too scared.
Yeah.
What about, you liked that mic that was out here in Winnetka, right? That invite only mic?
Yeah, the thing that it's on a Monday, so I'd have to like get Kate Cantor to run my Monday mic. But yeah, if Sarah and Sam can put us up on the same night. They said they would then, but you were like, I don't want to be around people right now because of COVID. When I did it, I don't want to be around people right now because of COVID, but why don't we meet at Taco Bell?
Oh yeah, no, honey, it was Del Taco. It was Del Taco. That's my brand.
I was like, you won't be an outdoor mic, but you'll eat at fucking Del Taco.
I just wanted to climb into your car with a green burrito is all. I didn't want to do it.
I haven't even let anybody in my car. Or letting, I still have not eaten even on a patio. Although we did go to Georgia, and I haven't eaten on a patio, but I did get on it.
You were on a plane.
Easy-ass airport, packed plane. Oh, by the way, fuck Avis. Let's make sure we get that out there.
Oh, yeah. Weren't Avis like closed when you showed up to pick up your car?
There was a whole line of people that they closed, and the girl just walked out, wouldn't even look over at us. It was like we were the paparazzi, and she was.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they let a bunch of people spend the night in the airport, who already paid for their car and had reservations and stuff. So I'm going to spend the rest of my career. I'm going to go on the Fuck Avis tour.
Okay. And
the rest of my career, I'm going to spend dissing Avis.
That sounds pretty bad. I mean, is this a pandemic thing? They're just not open overnight?
I don't know. They only close from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.
How shitty.
So it's like, just be open 24 hours. It's a fucking airport.
Wow. Yeah, you would think so. You had to wait till 5 a.m. to get your car.
Yeah. So our plane landed at 1. And we didn't leave the airport till almost 6 a.m.
Did you get some money off of that car?
They gave me $200, but I was like, that's not, that's not worth it. I went home to see my daddy because he's dying.
Yeah.
People think I went home because my sister died, but no, that just was a coincidence.
Yeah.
And so I only had 3 days with him, and we had to sleep half of one of the days. Because Avis, we didn't get back to the hotel till 7 in the morning.
You pulled a damn all-nighter. You need to be more of a fucking Karen and do a Yelp. But you know what? $200, I'd be happy. But then again, look what I've done for $200.
I didn't have to suck anybody's dick.
You did not have to suck Avis's dick.
And I will never suck Avis's dick again. Nobody out there suck Avis's dick.
You can suck our dick, Avis.
I would get a dick just for you to suck it, Avis. You can suck our hairy pussy.
Yeah, you can eat my hairy pussy, Avis. I won't even Lysol, Clorox wipe that shit.
I'm so glad nobody in my family is a fan of my comedy and will ever listen to this.
Same.
Although my daddy is a fan of yours.
Yeah, my work, right? As in my adult work, I think, right?
Well, I don't know. He's just a fan of you personally. He asks about you more than he does about anybody.
Well, my dad always asks about you too. Yeah, I'm the least. They know me. They know who I am.
Your dad's like, how's Bobbie?
Yeah. How's Bobbie? How's Bobbie's comedy studio? Or Bobbie's comedy club doing, yeah, they just think you're cool,
And my daddy's like, how's Sally's body doing?
Sally's body and Bobbie's comedy club are surviving. That's what counts. They're holding up just fine. Thank you very much, dads. God. All right. I know you got to go and put your air on. I love you, but I just want to see you soon. And we got to figure out a mic. Oh, you know what, Bobbie? I'll just come to your fucking mic like next week or something. Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. Cause I miss you.
All right. It's always fun. You. It's fun when I come to your mic, and your mics feel like shows. So there's a lot of incentive.
And I told you I would give you more time. You just haven't taken advantage of it because you're too nice.
Well, I'm not a fucking Karen,
But there has to be benefits to being best friends with the owner.
There have to be perks, and nobody complains when I do more time, and I have a lot of fun there. And plus, you had two cute guys at that LGBTQ night. The Q stands for cute, They're putting the Q in cute. I liked it. It was fun. All right. I love you. You look great.
Thank you. I love you. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry it took me so long.
Well, yeah. like your CD, finally. Thank you, Chong, for coming. I'm going to turn off the recording and then we can say goodbye.
Okay.
So
Thanks,
bye to all my
everybody.
listeners and your listeners. Woo! You know what? I got so into talking to Bobbie. I think I mispronounced her space. So DOW Comedy Studio, spelled TAO, is the most mispronounced space in LA, but it doesn't seem to have hurt it any. It is thriving. People are just coming like off the streets and going, we want to see some live comedy in an outdoor space. And we want to see something that represents the diversity of LA. And that's, that's what people want in politics. And that's what people want to be entertained by. And this space is a perfect example of it thriving. And it's so great to see. And it's not just because she's my best friend and she's brilliant and all that. So I say, definitely support their Saturday night shows. And this podcast drops on a Monday, and I'm planning to be on their or at their women's only mic tonight, which guys can't come to because it's women only. But, if you're a female comedian who wants to try a different vibe, coming out to that space. And a lot of women say, I finally felt comfortable talking about something. Now, I'll tell you something about me in an all-female space. It's a different kind of challenge because the women tend to be protective over me. And if I talk about, say, escorting or feeling taken advantage of in porn or something, sometimes the women get concerned, they get angry. So it's a different kind of challenge to me as a comic because I need to make that like palatable and funny and not be seen too much as the object of concern with nurturing women. With guys, it sometimes doesn't seem to be a problem. But in a mixed crowd, the guys can be taking the cue off the women a lot. And they can be like, oh, shit, the women are uncomfortable. Or I better not laugh at this kind of thing. So it's just really, I think as a comic, you got to switch it up. You need to try all kinds of rooms, all kinds of demographics. You need to go on the road. All this stuff will make you a better comic. Just focus on that. It's been really interesting to me artistically as we try to come out of this pandemic to just not focus on the product at all, to just be like, you've got this time to go back to the process and just try to create and, work with animals and be true to yourself and invest in yourself. And believe me, however that therapy goes, BetterHelp, I'm going to let you know. You will get it here from me. I am not sucking up to companies who sponsor podcasts. You're going to get the real report. Everybody says I keep it 100. Some haters say I'm 100. If you're here, you feel me or you want to, okay? So I'm just going to announce my gigs. We're not going to do a song this week. I think I'll do the song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover next week. So if you want to get on the same page with me on that one, okay? Same page as me, rather. You can always see the visual and the good hair day I'm having on Sally Mullins Comedy. And I have all other kinds of things on there, like trailers to my movies and just funny, weird, quirky skits. And sometimes I'm trying to make a porn and a pet will jump in and it'll end up being a stupid video on my YouTube. I'm not saying it's high quality entertainment because it's fucking free. How free do you want it? Thank you. Thanks for all the support, everybody. Even the guys trying to pick my brain without even buying me a drink. Just keep at it. We're getting through this life. I love life. I want a long one, baby. I want a long one. I want a thick one. Girthy. I want a girthy life. So my next show is at the Federal Bar in North Hollywood. That's on Thursday, the 5th of August. Then I'm back at the Good Night. Teresa Lowe presents. That is Saturday, the 7th of August. Oh, and the 5th is Liar Comedy. Follow Liar Comedy, okay? And Teresa Lowe presents, no H in Teresa. And then I have this show in Glendora back with Jimmy Nebula on Friday, the 13th of August. And that is featuring Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé. And this should be fucking interesting. 3 upcoming gigs. Chance to see me. The only chance to meet me is at my gigs because I'm no longer an escort. Nevertheless, I find you very hot, and I'm going to say quite honestly, let's do this again. I'll see you next week on Porn Mom Podcast. Mwah. Have a good week. Okay. I would love to hear about it.
Take it sleazy, take it sleazy. If you really want to know if you should suck or you should blow, then it's easy. Just take it sleazy tonight. It's alright. Sally shows you how 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 it's alright.